We got a 3Q game on Fox. The problem is with OGS, when you get into the Dan rankings, it takes a long time to find a game. I don't like playing handicap specifically, and because I don't like playing handicap, like there's just not that many Dan players on OGS to actually play with. Once again, I will review this game after. I will actually review this game after it's all said and done. And if you want to play me on Fox or OGS, well, mainly on OGS, just drop me a line. I'm sure we could actually work something out. Yeah. Just keep the initiative and see what happens. I figured he would do that. Huh. Let's do this first. Okay, fair. Do I do that? Oh, you want to do that? Probably just do this. Jeez. Playing bad today. It's actually not a good move because I can just come up this way. That these two aren't worth all that much. So I am actually just going to come out this way. The cut here isn't really worth all that much. I could go out this way, or I could just come up this way. I know it's kind of a weird start. I can go either way with this. Question is, do I really want to fight him? I mean, like the best thing to do is just to do this, probably. Then just let him kind of like have that. Actually, no, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. There is absolutely no reason for me to do anything else. It also weakens him a lot. It's actually a really bad move by him. Me with his connection, not good for him. Definitely not very good for him. No, that's useless. I think he understands that. Now you're dead in the corner. And now he has to live, which is Gote. I'm gonna try to kill him, but it's Gote. Actually, no, I should have done that. Dang it, I messed up. Man, I messed up. That Atari is not a good move. That Atari is definitely not a good move. It's kind of a weird sequence to start here. He definitely like made some mistakes. But I have, let's just say, been playing less than brilliant these days. Definitely less than brilliant these days. He has to connect that one. There's no choice there.
Yo-Yomi now starts.
There's really no choice there. I mean, he has to connect that. You can have that. It's not a big deal. See, that's just not that big. Not right now, anyways. I probably shouldn't have done that, actually. I don't really do anything. That just perfectly fits into my Hane, so that doesn't make any sense for him to do. It's a bad move. The cut gives him a whole freaking lot of problems. And they're not going away anytime soon. This is fine. It's kind of a weird shape, but it actually does not allow him to connect. He can do this, but I can also just ignore him. That I can't ignore. But that also doesn't help him. I don't know what the heck that's for. I think I probably just could have connected up here. That might have been the better move. But either way, like, even if he gets this,
8,
I get
7,
like so much
6.
influence.
Yo-Yomi now starts.
That's an awful move. That just kills everything. And it gets Miyagi on the corner. Aside from that, you don't even have that many liberties. Like, aside from that, he doesn't even have that many liberties is the problem. Like, he's got no way to, like, actually be alive here. It's a little late for that, bro. Just a little late for that. He's actually really got no way to fight me here. He honestly has no way to fight me here.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He is way behind, and he essentially has no way to fight me. I'm just going to pivot on him on this side and basically try to kill him in the middle, because if I kill him in the middle, he's essentially got nothing. He only has, remember, he only has 2 liberties in here, so I can just do this. Whatever. Blah. Charge. Tari. Whatever. I can just connect the bottom. Because he can't really disconnect anyways. I don't really see the point in that move either. I can just connect down here because you can't actually do anything there. Sure, but why? The thing is, like, when you're that short on liberties, you really can't do much. Yeah, when you're really that short on liberties, you can't do much. Yeah, but it's not like you can do anything here. He just doesn't have the liberties to fight me here. Like, this is... I don't know if he forgot that this is dead. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have enough liberties. I think he just forgot that corner's actually dead in there. You gotta pay attention. You have to pay attention to the entire board. The one thing that's different about Fox and OGS is, like, Fox people like randomly fighting all over the board. OGS, people who play on OGS pay a lot more attention to, like, stuff like Go Theory. Why would you do that? People on OGS pay a lot more attention to, like, Go Theory. And actually, like, playing against weaker players, it is actually harder for me to win on OGS than it is on Fox. Because Fox people just randomly fight, and if you're a weaker player and you randomly fight, you're pretty much always going to lose. Whereas on OGS, they don't randomly fight. They don't really randomly fight on OGS.
9, 8, 7, 6,
so it takes
5,
longer for me to win, because I actually have to
3,
like play more
2,
optimal moves than them.
1.
Whereas they just like randomly fight me all over the place, they're pretty much always going to
2
lose.
Yo-Yomis left.
Because the difference in like reading skill is pretty high. Okay, so I won that game. let's actually go back on this game. And we're going to obviously review this game. Yeah, I'll try to do more on OGS, but it's hard to get an it's really hard to get an even game on OGS. I might like review one of my losses as well, because I make a lot of times when I play the damn players on OGS, I'll have a big advantage and then I'll get like over greedy and I'll lose. That's fine. That's also fine. That's okay, I guess. It's not the recommended move. The recommended move is always this one. That's kind of like the Joseki that's actually been, it's actually kind of the Joseki that's mentioned there. That's how you are supposed to play that, I think. But this is not too big of a mistake. Flying in, I don't think this move right now is all that crucial, because I think like just jumping out, or either jumping out or possibly going this way would probably be the best move possible, because you want to build some influence over here as well. So jumping in, while not horrible, I think is a little too small at this point. So I think I probably should have just jumped over here and let him do this, because I can still build this, and my head is still out over here, so I'm not too bad off. I think I just got way too over greedy and followed up with this. Then he comes down here. I was actually thinking about doing this, but I don't think I would have actually liked the result here. He does have to do here, and I have to go here, but I guess like that would have been okay. Actually, no, he would have just... No, actually, you can't do that. So he would have had to do this. And maybe he does this first. And then at this point, I would have definitely just like done this, though. Done something like... Oh, no, actually, I can't do that, because then he has this. And that would be really bad, even though I'd take this. Actually, no, this is actually better for white. So, yeah, maybe he... I would have definitely done this, then to see what he would have done. I mean that's not too bad for black, I guess. But yeah. So I decided against that. Maybe I should have done that, but I decided against that. Goes here first. If it were me, I would probably just play this. White would probably have to take one, and then you would have Sente on black. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Doesn't really come out that great for black either way, but like realistically giving up this move for this move, I think is just not beneficial to him. Either way, he does that. I take under. This one he like this exchange. I mean, this thing, like when I do this, I think Hane on the outside is definitely the right way to do it. I do get to live, yes, but you also get a move out here, and this doesn't end up at all bad for black. I don't think so, because you get the Sente. I mean, obviously this trade here and this trade here is not good, but at least you get the Sente. So, but I think he plays this the wrong way entirely. Lets me have the outside. That's just a weird move. I was actually really preparing for a fight here. So, like, since he did this, I was actually expecting him to do that. And this fight is actually not an well, I guess I can do that. This fight is not one that... Like, this fight is actually not one that I'm that confident in. Like, because you have this thing out, so I guess... I mean, even this, like... Yeah, like, that doesn't give me much confidence because you have this out here. I mean, it's kind of complicated how this works out, actually. Or, even that would give me pause. Well, actually, that's not very good because I would just connect this up here. But, and then charge this in here. And then this would not work out all... I don't think this would work out that well for him. Well, maybe it would. I don't know. No, it wouldn't. Probably would not work out that well for him. But I mean, like, this is definitely the move to do. You can't just go randomly down there. Like, covering this up is the move to do. I mean, I would be forced to do this, and then like do something like that. But I mean, you could even just do this first. even if you give me the corner, which is not given because you have this move, well, I guess I could just do that. You know, the thing is, like, even if you give me the corner and take this, I mean, this, well, I'm not going to connect that, but, like, this is actually, I don't think this is that bad for black. I mean, white is just in kind of a pickle here because white's shape is all broken over here. These fours aren't that strong. I mean, your group here is pretty weak too, but there's a lot of, like, random stuff here as well, so I don't know, like, I don't know how this fight would have actually turned out. And this wouldn't have worked anyways. You have the Atari here, and then you, like, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that could actually happen here, so, like, I really wasn't confident in this fight at all. I honestly was not that. I was actually considering just coming out, but I didn't want him to get this move. And I probably should have come out and waited for that move, actually. Like, that was a huge mistake by me. Like, that's just like bad shape that's like bad shape recognition. Like, that's really a bad gauge on what's important. This is by far the most important move to make right here. There's no question this is by far the most important move. Because like this isn't really a thing, because, you know, like, you can just take it and I'm basically dead. So this is by far the best shape out here. So realistically, going back to that, once he came out here, I should have hopped on the bottom as well. So yeah, that's a big mistake by him, not taking this move out here and doing this, because this is Gote. This is Gote, and once you actually get Gote there and let me come out, now my shape is going to be a lot better. He cuts here, but I mean, like, I was debating on whether to do this or not, because this, I mean, like, this kind of works as well. But then he does get that. And, like, he could just do that, you know, like, I didn't want really that to happen, even though this is a pretty big, like, this is pretty big sacrifice over here. And obviously that's still there. So I don't think that would have been too good for him. But it does kill my corner, though. So I was like, you know what? Let's just make the easy variation. I know this is, I know for a fact that this is good for white, so why risk the other thing? And now, like, my group is safe because this is basically cut off. This is pointless because that's just, like, you know, 2 points. There's nothing there. So he gave me another Sente. This is already pretty good for white. Basically based on that this thing is actually cut off. So, you know, we go through the sequence. So, like, yeah, like, some people are like, oh, lower ranked players are like, I must save this stone. No, you don't have to save that stone. That stone's worthless. So you just do this, come out here, and then that move is pretty forceful to him because that makes him crawl in the second line, which obviously is not beneficial to him. This move might have been bad for me. I might have just been better off, like, over here, but I don't think it matters too much. I go here, he goes here. This is just lack of calculation on his part. I mean, that's all fine. And I don't really know if I played this right. I mean, the clamp, I'm going to do that regardless. Because I'm thick up there. So I'm going to go there, but he does kind of destroy my influence a bit up here, but once I do this, you cannot block because you have you either give up this side or that side. Now, I actually made a wrong play here. I could have just left this as it is, because once I do this, he should have just connected, and I wouldn't even bother to take these two because they're really not big enough right now, and I can't. Oh, actually, I might take these two. I think, like, he has to basically sort of make a live down there because this could be a ko. This honestly could be a ko if he doesn't do that. So maybe something like that. But he obviously didn't play this right, because, you know, that's basically the right way to play that. But he does this, so he gives me the 5, and now this is Gote for him, which feels really bad. That move I don't really know about. This move might have actually been better. I think this move was definitely better. I just wasn't thinking. Double Hane. On this, you probably shouldn't cut here. You should just... on this, you probably shouldn't do this. You should probably just retreat, because if I don't answer, if I go elsewhere, I mean, then this is possible. Although I would not play that way. Although if you did this, I would just play this way. I would definitely just play that way. So yeah, the double Hane, I don't think the cut right now is really sensible. That's also Gote, and then I fly up here. He does that. I think he's too eager to try to make this group alive. I'm really not going to be able to kill this. So I'm going to ignore that, do the double approach. He does that. Double Hane. I don't know about that move, actually. This cut up here is probably better. Because that just gives a Gote, makes me form my shape. And then, like, sure, you got that one stone, but I broke your side, and then I have plenty of territory here as well. So that's not good. That's useless right now because it's way too small. Where did I go? That's useless because it's way too small. I shouldn't have done that. That's not really that's Sente anytime, so I should have done that. I approach here. He does this. See, now all he has left is this corner, and I already have this entire side and this territory in here. And I already have a lot of influence here. He tries to reduce the influence, but if you want to reduce the influence, that's really not the way to do it. The correct move is just to do this. At this point, I'm probably going to fight with you because I'm very, very thick up here. So at this point, you got to be careful. This might have been the best move to do. But even at that point, I might just do this and try to kill you up here because I'm pretty thick up here, you know. But generally, the accepted way, if I didn't have all this up here, like this is probably a good move. You do this first, and then you try to do this. If I do this, you go down, and and this like develops into a center fight, which kind of favors me because I have a lot of stones up here. But if I choose not to, that's the way that is the traditional way. That's the traditional way you reduce this territory. Here you probably, this kind of variation is probably the way you would probably do this or something like that to break the influence up here. That's like this move is like the traditional way you kill influence up here. Not right here. That doesn't make any sense. Obviously, this is really, really bad because you just move right into my tiger's mouth, Hane. And then you do this. That's horrible because I just connect. And what I was kind of expecting him to do was kind of like maybe try to fight this, but this doesn't favor him, definitely. This definitely does not favor him in any way, shape, or form. But what he did was equally as bad, was even worse, so that's not a very good move. I was actually thinking about just doing this because this is actually enough. This is definitely enough because you can try to do this, but which way are you? I mean, if you connect this is Gote. But I think I probably should have just done that. But I got over greedy. I did this. Now, like, obviously this doesn't work. So obviously it doesn't work. So he knows he can't do that. So he tries this. Obviously, I'm going to connect. But you have to remember that, you're still lacking several moves over here. I'm on the outside. And you don't have that many liberties once I do this. So at this point, he's basically lost. Of course, like, that's a completely useless move. You should just basically you should probably just play somewhere else instead. Because, like, I don't even have to answer that block. There's no way you're going to live. So I just do this to break his territory. He does that. He does that. He does... Okay, so that's not necessary either, I don't think, because even if I do that, you can just kind of live over here. So that gets the corner points, but giving me Sente in the middle helps me surround all your stones. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter because he's already lost it this time, but that's also not very good. He can't obviously do this because, he just dies. So he can't obviously do that. So that's kind of pointless. Then, I'm just going to play this out. And then he gives me another Sente here. Like, you can't give me so many Sentes. Like, there's no point in doing this down here. You're not really... I guess this could be in danger, but I don't really know. At this point, you've got to, like, figure out some way to come out here at least. I mean, it's not going to do you much good. Because I'm probably just going to protect the territory over here at this point. You know, even at this, I would probably just be safe and do this. I would let you connect, but, you know, like, I have enough points here and here to win, so I'm just going to do that. So I would probably just do that. You have to find some way to come out over here. You can't do this gote thing over here and just let me get this entire territory. I think he forgot that this was dead down here. It only has 2 liberties. So he just tries to do this, cut, come out, do this, connect, come out. Now this is like all dead. So these are just bad moves stacked on top of bad moves. And the rest of this game is not really worth reviewing because it's already over. So definitely a major, major mistake over here, and that led to the rest of his game falling apart. So it's very, very important to recognize which move is more important, which move basically like gives you the shape. Because, like I said, like I said earlier, the shape he made with like not recognizing the value of each move, like that move doesn't have that much value. And realistically, I don't think I should have even answered that. I should have basically just come out. I mean, I should have let him come in because like I can build out here a lot more. But I knew that if I answered that, he would probably retreat. So that's why I did that. But realistically, like this move doesn't have, this move's value is very small right now. This move's value is enormous. I might just go ahead and do this right now. Like that might actually force me to do something like this. And the thing is, this is actually a really good result for black, obviously, because white doesn't have anything, just like all scrambled here. White didn't get either side. You have, see how much this move makes, how much difference this move makes on this side, and like obviously this side's completely broken. So that's what he should have done, because he would have forced me to do that. But obviously, like that move was basically a game-losing move right there. Like not recognizing that this is really, really like this, not realizing that like surrounding me in a group where I don't have 2 eyes is incredibly important. So that's that was the game. That was basically like the start of me like completely just demolishing him right now. So that is the game for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.